Hello and welcome to the Velveteen Lounge.
Instant audience. Is it? It is instant
It is
audience.
instant
It
audience.
is instant audience.
Hi, everyone.
This is not instant audience. This is sound bites. That sounds like a commentary. It is not. This is great.
Sound bites.
Sound bites.
Oh, I forgot to turn on the bar lights.
Oh, well,
all right. Well, I'll fix that right now.
We can't see them,
There.
so like,
I know. I can see
no harm
them.
done, but you know.
Hi, Eric,
You
and hi,
know.
Pepper Tree.
Pepper
Good to
Tree.
see you both.
Woo-hoo. Gentlemen and lady.
Yes.
Yes. And Eric, yes.
Good to see
Woof.
you.
Was Wolf in response to... That's the pocket goats. Actually, emergency goat.
Hi, Errol. Hi, Mom. Good to see you all.
Archie McPhee. So, yeah.
Yay. I'm glad you're here. What was that?
I think the button on my jacket, as a matter of fact. And I just found out recently that I was pressing buttons on this old baby and it wasn't doing anything. So I said, we've got to replace batteries. And they were all corroded and whatnot. So we did. And guess what? Hey.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my thing is weird. Okay, I fixed it. So.
You got it? You good. Awesome. We don't want you unfixed.
I know.
You got to be fixed up.
So we saw a show last night.
We did. And since we have a good crowd here, we can tell you about it.
We saw Death Becomes Her, the musical on Broadway.
Probably hard to see this.
So funny. I mean, I honestly think it's funnier than the movie. I love the movie, but the musical is.
We just saw the movie, last year, perhaps? Maybe
sometime
mid-year?
So I had somehow managed to miss it.
And this thing is 33 years old now. But completely missed it. I think I saw the ads at the time, and I was like, oh, okay. Blew past my brain.
Yeah, no, I was.
Next thing you know, it's out of the theaters.
Oh, Lisa, hi. And I'm sorry to hear you're sick. I was wondering if I'm getting sick again. Yep. I was sick for like 6 weeks, and now I'm like, I better not be getting sick again.
Damn it. It's all in your mind.
How did they do the hole in the body? They did it. It was so good. All of the effects were amazing.
The hole in the body.
Her head off. Yeah, like they did it all.
They clearly cannot have on a Broadway stage somebody with an actual hole in the body that you can see through that is very clearly a hole in the body.
Want the kung fu.
This would be kind of a problem. Kung fu? Nope. But they did
Hi, Johnny.
She literally comes out with a smoking hole. And then she gets the umbrella on the back, and then like the front part of it sticks. It was really well done.
It was so good.
She sticks it through, pulls out the stem, and the front part of it is sticking out the front. This is very well done.
Hi, Gettysburg, ma'am.
It's a pretty high. I was about to say high tech, except it's a highly propped show.
Well, and
they really did all of those parts very
I think that the cat is out of the bag on this one, so I don't think it's a spoiler to say when Madeline falls down the stairs, it is insane. It's like Megan Hilty, who plays Madeline, she has a stunt double for this because it is just.
I was impressed that she was doing it.
It was like, I think it was like a member of the Canadian gymnastics team or something. I'm not making that up. I was reading about it later because I'm like, how they switch the body is like they do it so seamlessly. It's just you got to see it. If you come to New York, you got to see it.
Super slick. You know, there's a sleight of hand there that I would have to see the show 2 or 3 times to find out.
Hi, Julie. Thank you. Good to see you, Julie. And thank you. I thought this looked kind of a diva. And we got home at like 6 tonight. So
we had to boogie. So frankly, I'm actually in my work clothes, and I was thinking, well, if you're going to wear this, I need something that would go along with the Diva. I got to be like jacket. I got to be like tie. And I'm like ascot. Ascot. Very Hollywood. Very Broadway.
Man's getting over the flu.
Boom. You know, this kind of thing. Yes. I'm just going to discuss some things here at the yacht club. And the appropriate headwear is probably this, but it might switch up hats too. I don't know.
I thought I was getting hoarse today. I was like, nah, I just got over it. Ugh.
Damn it! This was like weeks ago where you felt like I'm good.
I know, and I'm so tired.
Oh, you're exhausted.
It's
been a week, and here we are, only at Wednesday, and you got to go into do more tomorrow. Yeah,
I do. I'm going back to the stage.
Crank.
Yeah,
wind her up.
I know. I have some, but I do have some fun drinks for you.
Yes, we did.
So
I think I put down 2 fun ones.
you did.
A couple
You did.
of air quotes
Oh,
classics.
and while you're all here, I'm going to say next
here.
week we're going live on Thursday.
Right.
So, yeah, we'll say it again, but yeah, not Wednesday next week.
Say it a few times.
Thursday.
Because this loyal audience actually understands when the show happens and shows up every week at the appropriate time because, hey, it's exciting.
Oh, Lisa.
And we're excited to see you. And so now that everyone's in the habit and it's on the calendar and everything, and we're going to have to say, yeah, we're going to have to push it a day. Well, we did a little survey to figure out what the better day was. Seems like Thursday is the dude. So that's where it's going to be next week.
Hi, Katie. Good to see you.
Hey, Katie.
Yeah. Most people voted for had either a slight preference for Thursday or
or a very wide.
There was one person who voted for Tuesday.
Yeah, so I apologize for that.
I know it's
impossible
tough,
to make it work for every
do it
simultaneously. But you know what? The fact is, there's a rebroadcast. If you cannot watch the broadcast.
Well, we'd rather have you here.
We'd rather have you here.
We selfishly want you here.
Respond to comments and things like that. Yeah. But we have a backup. I mean, there's other things that people can do.
Selfishly want you here.
I know. So
anyway,
that's the thing.
Got that out of the way.
Just a very extremely long-winded way of saying, and I'm certainly adding wind to this conversation. Not going to be live next week. Wednesday, we will be live Thursday. So we're actually reverting to not reverting. We're returning to our original live day that we haven't done in a long time.
No, I don't think we're changing it for good.
No, we're not changing it for good.
No, just for the week. Yeah. Just for the week. I'm in a class. It's actually on Thursday, but like all the extra stuff happens on Wednesday, and I paid an obscene amount of money to be in this class. So I don't want to miss any of it because I'm telling you, this is
removes wallet, removes cash, hands it over,
Yeah, no, it was obscene. So I don't want to miss the stuff. So probably the next month or so.
Let's see. We have to do the appropriate reaction shot. How much did you pay?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking of like the full price on the show that we just saw. Yeah, that's
we got half price.
We got half price seats because of Broadway week.
Broadway week. Yes.
A lot of shows were doing some half seats just as a little gesture, and the fact that oh my, this is a little spotty. Oh. And we're using new detergent too. What could possibly make this improve? How about a Velveteen Lounge kitchen towel? How about that? Some of you own these.
Plug.
Hey, I got to get it in there somewhere. There we go. Yeah, it was a Broadway week where it's the holidays. Yes,
my birthday is next week.
That's right.
Yes. It'll be the night before my birthday.
It will literally
Thursday.
Yeah, actual birth date Friday. You know what day that is? And guess what's behind me? We have It's a little hard to see because of the glare, but that is the Valentine's.
And Glendora's birthday is Saturday. My birthday is Friday, and Glendora's birthday is Saturday.
Because she's one day younger than you, and always will be, and she likes to remind you of that constantly.
Yes. So she'll never let me forget that she's younger.
Just want to say, I'm younger. All right. So you just need a few cubes.
Yes. Yes, please.
There you go. A couple of cubes.
Thank you.
So.
Glendora gets a sack of coal. Kingsford. So I am making something I'm calling extra because it's really just a gin with like a Collins kind of idea.
Okay.
But
so gin sour.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like gin and seltzer and lemon.
So gin sour.
Well, I think of a sour as like having more lemon juice and
okay.
Anyway,
it's a tall one. It's a Collins.
Hi, Daniel. Good to see you. So I'm calling it extra, and for extra, I'm starting with 1.5 ounces of Empress 1908 gin.
Just fun stuff that we haven't had in a while.
It is, and it's going to be pretty because
it will be pretty.
Extra.
Watch this, folks.
Okay, that was pretty. I know. I love how blue it is right now.
It's pretty blue. Yeah. Bluey.
It's usually violet, but these ice cubes are making it blue. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the cork back.
If it gets about halfway, you're good. Okay. Otherwise, it's all right. That's a really tough bottle. As I
I
recall.
put
Cork is super sticky.
yes. Okay, I just put like a wedge. So I'm gonna
Just squeeze
in a wedge of lemon,
and of course the citrus will change the
and
color.
then I'll take that elderflower starlight.
Ah, yes. I thought you were about to ask for that. What do you
And
know?
then we're going to fill it with Polar
elderflower
starlight seltzer.
which we're able to find locally, and I think some of our correspondents have noted they
He's
are able to
Jane
find.
Kung Fu grip on that bottle. I know, right?
Remember the Kung Fu grip? The hand was like permanently like this. It's sort of like he had like some kind of condition or something.
In a champagne flute because Diva.
Diva.
So anyway, look at that
How pretty.
pretty violet drink.
It's very nice. One thinks it should be turning pink, but it's slight. It's a slight condition.
It's a good flavor, right? This needs a little stir.
Yes, frequently these sorts of things do.
Just a little bit. I'm a fan. I think I could. Yeah, it needed to be stirred. Okay.
So now you're getting more than just the seltzer.
Yes. No, I was just getting gin.
Oh, okay. That's a problem. Straight up gin is mother's ruin.
Oh, much better.
There you go. Okay.
Yes.
I was about to say.
So much better.
Improve the drink, and then I will try it.
Ice storm. I know. Gettysburg, ma'am. I have to go into the city tomorrow, and it's supposed to be an ice storm. Thank you.
The funny thing is,
she's ready for her Grey Poupon commercial.
Pardon me. Would you happen to have any,
I know. I wish they would cancel my class, but I don't think it's supposed to be as bad in the city, so they're not going to cancel the class. So
get the class.
Just have to hydroplane to the train station, which I'm sure the trains will also be in hell. I don't want to think about it.
We don't need to think about that until about 6 a.m. And then we go.
Oh, no. Errol says, speaking of Glendora, heard Lisa's horoscope. Said she was getting rid of something annoying. I asked her, getting rid of me? Lisa laughed, but she didn't say no.
She didn't say yes. She didn't say no. Speaking of show tunes. Oh.
Did you try?
I tried, yes.
Oh.
So the rest is up to you.
We talked about this last week. My brain is fried.
Your brain is...
Here, you want to try this?
Yeah, sure. Glug, glug, glug. She gives away her drink.
Oh.
Poor little brain. So it's not that little.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's not just that your brain is fried. You get this great quote from, I believe, one of your instructors who simply said, "My brain is fried." Fill in the blank.
Yeah, he cussed.
Fill in the blank with a favorite word because that's what we're talking about. And I hear that many, many times. I'm feeling that. Today I'm feeling a little toasty because it was it's a great show. We were up kind of late. I might have had a few drinks. So, and then we got to do this thing the next day. Oh boy. But so it was a little bit of a slow morning, but I got there eventually. But definitely.
Oh, you gotta show the stuff we bought. We spent so much money yesterday.
Oh,
I justified it because birthday.
A few more people here. This is the program. This is Death Becomes Her. See, I like how I'm skewing myself. There we go. Much better. You can see there's the picture of the file that has the magic elixir. And this is bloody hilarious. The cast, I keep saying this about the cast we've been seeing in the shows. We're on a big show kick, right? And like the ensemble is great, really. And this one had like a lot of dancers, and it's like, wow, just like super hardcore, like Broadway dancer people who are all in these bodysuits because it was like kind of hypersexualized. And it's really a hell of a lot of fun.
Do we have any fans of the film Staying Alive here? I love that movie so much.
Noting,
but the costumes were reminiscent of Satan's Alley.
Nothing so much as Satan's Alley.
Staying Alive,
which itself is the show within the movie and is such an absurd, ridiculous depiction of what happens in Broadway that you just smack your forehead repeatedly during this movie.
Yeah.
During really like the 20 minutes it takes to give you Satan's Alley during this movie. It is intensely stupid. Not that I don't recommend you see it because it's pretty hilarious.
I'm just justifying the money we spent because of birthday. But
yeah, right.
I got
to see, this is fun.
A little tchotchke.
Here's a tchotchke, and you were asking, should I get it? I'm like, oh, come on.
I know.
Come on.
I had to.
I had to. No, you didn't.
Because it's not it's not like you could just run over to Target and buy this.
No.
It's a compact.
Yep.
And on the
Well,
bottom of it, it says Death Becomes Her.
the name of the show, but of course.
But on the top, it says Wrinkled, Wrinkled Little Star.
you just really
And then
want
it
to
has
get that,
like
you know?
a magnifying mirror. And I'm like, oh,
Just so you can,
they
like,
got my number.
just so that you can look intensely at said,
Wrinkled, Wrinkled Little Star.
I was looking at that saying, you will regret so much if you don't get that.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Peter. Now, granted, this show's a really big hit right
Ooh.
now. It's going to play for a while. It will
Probably
go on tour, etc. It will certainly play other cities. And so this merch will be available for a while. You can always go to the theater, I suppose, and just like before showtime, I'd like to buy some merch. What are they going to say? No.
Yeah.
They'd like to sell some
probably
merch.
They have to get like, this belt is so weird tonight. Ugh. They can't really let you in the theater though without a ticket. I mean, I don't know if some of the gift shops might have the stuff, but
it's always possible. There's a couple of like noted and long running gift stores that are gift shops that are just right there on the Marriott Marquis down was it Schubert Alley, right next to
Schubert Alley
Juniors, and like they have all the cast albums,
which that store is about the size of this living room, but
it's crammed. Yeah, but it's the stuff in there is church. That's the thing. Yeah. So funny best, but yes, yeah, really great
this
stuff.
Is good.
And we also got, there were three things. There's a magnet which is already in place on your vanity, and right, because you have a magnetic backer. It's a steel back for the whole thing.
Yeah, it's like
you've been filling it in with show magnets.
I have.
Kind of great. And then there was not one, not two, but three lapel pin set. Let me tilt this like this. It's a little hard to see on the bottom here. You see that's the vial there, which has it.
Some money.
There is the Death Becomes Her logo. And then what is this? This is like looks like a ponytail, but no.
It's like the elixir.
Is it the smoke that rises from the bottle? Because the vial has. Honestly, I don't know. Just peculiar, but it is.
I was there. I was
It's
awake.
part of the set. The set is actually a great price, and I said, "Yeah, I do enamel pins." So boom.
Oh, Peter's over.
So I will find the appropriate hat to put that on.
Peter's over on YouTube.
Oh well, hi Peter.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Once again, we're on both platforms for the time being. We will do this, and if one of them conks out, go to the other. We'll be on both. We are seeing all the comments. So if you're like, "What's that mystery comment?" Other platform. You're welcome to get on both if you have IDs there. Whatever. Sure. Comment everywhere.
Maybe they'll feel bad you lost your ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, really. It must be in there somewhere. These days with your ticket on your phone and all this sort of thing, they're just like, just call it up on your phone. And you're like, oh, gee, I can't find it. Yeah, they're just going to say bye. So, which is too bad.
Mike, good to see you.
But I like that approach. So.
When I not first moved to New York, my first job in New York was as an usher at Town Hall, which had a lot of, obviously could see the show free.
Right.
And one of the shows I saw was Marianne Faithfull.
Speaking
and
of
I will
which,
say
tilt
that
to the hat.
The audience for Marianne Faithfull were horrible people. Like the people who went to see her that night were awful. But she was fine.
She was good.
But yeah, her audience was a bunch of jerks.
Bunch of bricks. Bunch of rock and roll bricks.
That would have been a good job, except so many people wanted to do it that it was hard to get shifts.
Yeah.
And then I got a job selling programs at the Broadway show Crazy for You. So again, I could see that show as many times as I wanted. But they had me standing outside of the theater. So this is why I brought this up. You could have bought a program if you weren't seeing the show, because I was outside.
Right there.
So, yeah. Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
I haven't seen a program for a show in a long time. Is that a thing that's kind of passe?
Well, everyone gets a playbill.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
It's funny because you have some.
I have a lot more
from days of yore.
Yeah, I feel like I see a lot more. They're trying to be kind of creative with the merch, I think.
they're getting like there's more things going on with that, and then of course there's the specialty drinks at the bar.
Oh my God.
So
we spent a lot
we
of
spent
money.
more on those drinks than we did on this, and all I can say was,
Oh.
you're there, you're getting the souvenir cup, so we did. And you know what? It was a double, so I was really happy for that.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny, Gettysburg, ma'am. Yeah, Betty Lauren McCall, who was an usher and sold programs outside the theaters. Yep.
Yeah, there we
Hi,
go.
Dime. Good to see you.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. They were good jobs. I mean, the person who I reported to at the theater that it was actually at the Schubert was very sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. No idea what ever happened to her, but she was a nice person. Yeah.
There's something. You know what, Harry? I'm standing and more people are arriving. And what's in my hand? What's
I
in the
know you
hand?
have nothing.
It's about that time. So I'm going to go and
Peter
do.
says, I remember my mom and dad having a program from Sugar
Sugar
Babies.
Babies. Oh,
wow. Yep.
Wasn't that?
Remember those commercials?
Yes, I
Mickey
remember.
Rooney.
Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
Sugar Babies. One of those shows from that period that just had like a lot of classic tunes that they sort of, basically what we now call a jukebox musical. But the jukebox that they're talking about in that period would have been playing 78s. Jukebox musical these days is like, we need to do a show about the Beach Boys. Let's find 20 Beach Boys songs, cram them in, and put together like a pretty weak book, and then the suckers, tourists will come and see this. Sometimes it works and it runs. The Carole King musical, ran for some years.
Yeah.
And I think because it had a good book,
Beautiful.
right? Beautiful.
It's called Beautiful.
Yeah. And then sometimes it's like the thing is in and gone, and like, what happened there?
The rights must have just become available because everyone is doing Beautiful this year.
That's the kicker.
I keep seeing auditions for that.
That's
like every theater in the country is doing that this summer, I think.
Yeah, you think you should be popular? She had
or Waitress. They're either doing Waitress or Beautiful.
Massive hits in the 70s as a solo artist, and prior to that, wrote half of the catalog that you were hearing on pop radio.
Yep.
There you go. There's a lot of great Carole King out there.
Yep.
So there we go. I need something to shake with, and I'm going to get it. Oh, you're going to get it.
Get it. Yeah, I have a program from 42nd Street, which I saw in LA, actually.
And wasn't one of the performers like not a visitor or something?
She was the lead. She was Peggy.
Was.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, see, all you Trek fans. Isn't that fun?
Oh, Pepper Tree says, years ago, I took my mom to see My One and Only, starring Tommy Tune and Lucy Arnaz. I remember those commercials, actually, when I was a kid. I do.
We would get some of that. We actually have a bunch of commercials from the 80s via our friend Mike, who had all of these old VHS tapes of just stuff he had taped, like Late Night with Letterman. And at one point he said, these tapes are starting to fall apart. I'm going to transcribe the really valuable material on the commercials. So he pulled out and put up on the computer as many of these things as were valid, and then came up with a DVD called 99 TV Ads. That's just straight from 80s TV, from New York stations like WPIX, etc. And all the things they're advertising, it's exactly what you're talking about. It's just like sophisticated ladies. See you now on Broadway,
Yeah.
Do what.
Well, and I don't know if they still do this, but because we don't have broadcast TV.
No.
Commercials like this where they interview people coming out of the theater, and they're
that was really the thing.
I cried.
I cried. I wept. I did other things involving water, Boom.
I laughed. I cried.
I came out of the theater all damp, and this was
it was moist.
I was moist. My favorite of those was, do you remember the one where they're interviewing all these folks, and there's this kid about this high.
Yeah.
It was just like, this one was like really great, and this is coming from someone who's seen a lot of theater.
Yeah.
I'm like, for how long? For have you been cramming in the past 2 years? You're like 8 years old, kid.
Oh, okay. Pepper Tree saying, what was the first professional Broadway stage show you saw? Okay, so
now can we actually say Broadway, extend that to be professional theater? Los
Angeles,
Angeles,
I'm gonna answer this in a few ways.
Okay, there you go.
The first professional show I saw was Company at the Gem Theater in Garden Grove, California.
You saw Company that far back?
Yes,
cool.
Yes. I was a freshman in high school, and it was a school trip.
Yeah.
To see Company. And that was, I would say it was, well, I take it back. I'm sure my parents took me to see other stuff before that, but
Yeah.
like it kind of um oh, we saw No No and Annette when I was a baby because well, a small child because I remember them tossing the beach balls. So
Mm.
I guess that would be my first national tour that I saw.
Yeah.
I
And
saw
that was a tour of what was the Broadway production from,
Oh,
well, you
hi
can look it up.
Ben. Good to see you.
Yep.
My first Broadway show that I saw was A Chorus Line. Oh, Jake's Women. Oh, in 92.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Wow. That's a
I
silent.
remember that
Very
playing.
cool. Yeah.
Made me verklempt.
I get a little verklempt over here. And this is going for someone who's seen a lot of theater. I just love
Yeah,
that
I was
quote.
a kid. He's like, I've seen a lot of shows.
What was the other one that you remember?
Oh, Peter says, I remember seeing Lucy Arnaz at the tree lighting at Rockefeller Center. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's really cool.
What were you going to say?
I was about to say that the other ads that I remember were from the 80s when it was a big hot show was Mr. of Edwin Drood. And that was just like,
there's a commercial for that on the DVD that Mike made.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and of course it's right there in all its glory. You, the audience, decide. Suppose the audience is like, forget this. The show sucks. They walk out.
We don't care.
We don't care. I don't care. He gets it in the fifth. Gets it. Colonel Mustard in the library with the pipe wrench. Boom, done. I'll take that jigger, please. I always thought like that would be the ultimate thing. But interestingly, that show was composed by Rupert Holmes, as a matter of fact. And I don't think it's his only, but I think that was his first like big Broadway thingy, and that ran for some time. So that did well. I need those 2 rums. Okay, so this show is entitled the Divas, Divas Happy Hour.
A Diva's Happy Hour.
A Diva's Happy Hour. That just
I was thinking of a Diva's Christmas Carol.
A Diva's Christmas Carol.
Yes.
A Diva's Happy Hour.
Remember all those Crazy Eddie commercials? Yeah, Peter, there's at least one Crazy Eddie commercial on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there are 3, but I may be wrong.
Oh, okay. Pepper Tree says, I saw Annie in San Francisco in July 1981.
Wow.
My first Broadway show was The Little Mermaid at the La Fontaine. That's where we saw a Deathly Concert.
As a matter of fact,
yes. What else?
It's a great theater.
We saw Titanic there, and there was something. Oh, Hello Dolly. We saw Hello Dolly with Carol Channing there. Yes,
that's right. That revival from
forget the name, but it starred Lauren Bacall. Okay, let's see.
Lauren Bacall would have been in Applause in around 1970. Broadway version, of course, of All About Eve.
All About Eve. Yeah.
It's got a fun score too, as I recall. And then she also did Woman of the Year. So if you're talking way back when, it's Applause. If you're talking, I saw it in 1981, it's Woman of the Year.
Mother of Sam Robards. I did not know that.
What? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Was married to Jason Robards. I didn't know that either.
I did not know that until
just now. I didn't know that.
Woman of the Year. There's Woman of the Year, Applause.
Like
she did a lot of Broadway, actually.
Cactus Flower, which was a play.
Yeah, I doubt that. Yeah. It was a musical. So
but
probably either Woman of the Year or Applause.
I think it's those 2. I think it's Applause we're thinking of, which did run for a couple of years. That was a good run. Yeah. And probably hit, it went on tour because that's where you saw it.
She lived to be 89. Considering like she was a smoker, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, my second and last Broadway show was Betrayal. Oh, yeah. Okay. I might have seen that. No, I saw a production in the 90s of Betrayal. Yes. Oh, Peter's parents saw Oliver, of course. Yeah, Woman of the Year. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Woman of the Year. There you go. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I remember ads for that at the time.
Never seen Mum and Chance. Only on TV.
Mum and Chance. Yeah. TV.
Only on TV. Yeah.
Yeah. They were always appearing on like Shields and Yarnell, that kind of thing. And they were always like weird and fascinating. And then, of course, there's Plobolus, which I think treads similar territory. Yeah. Never knew about Plobolus, but Mum and Chance were all over the dang place.
If I like fall into some weird position or something, I'm always like, Plobolus.
Plobolus. Anyway, so what am I making here? So I actually.
Oh, Peter. Yeah. Well, Peter, we'll have to go see something.
Just have to go see something. Please. There are things. We've been seeing some great stuff as advertised. Erica's gas is off. Gas leak.
I just saw your comment, Dime. Oh, okay. Eric's not here because the gas meter is leaking. Oh no.
Son of a beach, can't cook.
Applause
No
sounds
heat.
right.
Applause.
Okay, Kelly and Christy stayed with the grandparents.
That would be
Date night.
Yeah, I'm
night.
thinking about when that would have been on tour, and that's exactly right. And
oh, she lived at the Dakota. Oh, makes me think of Rosemary's Baby.
oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Bingo. For the last 55 years of her life, that's an amazing.
Only seen Mom and Chance on the
and you
Muppet
think
Show.
of like your neighbors, you know. Muppet Show. That's right. That sounds.
Oh
right.
yeah, Peter and Peppertree both said that.
On the Muppets.
That's so funny.
Must be there. Anyway, so what am I making? I actually found in the.
I think I'm getting a comment.
Sardi's. It was the Esquire drink book.
Oh, I have something
yes.
to add.
Okay.
Christy just texted me. You have Dartmouth to thank for Palabolas. Okay.
Did not realize. Now we know who to blame. Thank. That is thank. We'll send a note.
You have Dartmouth to thank for Palabolas.
We'll send a very polite letter. That's what we'll
Oh,
do.
boy.
Yes. Anyway, let me get this out because here I am.
yes,
I only made this drink and I'm blabbing on like a stupid. So look, this I actually found in the
stupid to your face.
Truth. They'd wait until I was, So this is from the Esquire drink book, and there's a whole section with celeb cocktails, some of which are like, seriously, you reinvented the martini, and then some of which are actually pretty good. This was something called Gypsy Rose Lee's. Speaking of Gypsy, we just saw that recently. Gypsy Rose Lee's Van Vliet cocktail. We've seen this exact combination a few other places, and people call it this, people call it that. I think on the same page, there's an almost identical thing from somebody else, but she decided to come up with something that is a really nice rum sour. So I started out with a jigger of rum. I used 2 amber rums I'm trying to get kind of a balance going. And then a third, again, as much of lemon juice, fresh lemon, please. So that should be like about half an ounce because I just used a jigger. And then you fill up another half an ounce of pure maple syrup. This comes to us from from New Hampshire, and it comes from the Grass family, some of whom we know. So there we go. Yes. This is pretty.
Where's Gypsy playing? Gypsy, it's still playing.
Yeah,
it's at the Majestic.
Yes,
Peter.
The Majestic, which had for years a Phantom. So basically, like, if you saw something at the Majestic, you saw a Phantom. It played for like 35 years.
No.
And finally,
we were both like, I've never seen anything at the Majestic.
Good reason.
Because Phantom was playing the whole time we've lived here.
Forever.
Until very recently.
Bingo.
Yes. So, it was like the reopening of the Majestic, but it's still playing. I think it's playing through summer. It is a limited run, but it got extended.
It's getting bang up reviews. It's astonishing. If you know Gypsy, if you've never seen it live.
Hi, David.
Now would be a pretty good time. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Hey, Dave.
Yep.
What's up? Pretty good. So anyway, once again, this is like shot of your rum. Use a nice amber rum. If it has a little age on it, it will not hurt anything. Interesting. Original formula said light rum. I'm like, no, use something that's got some flavor. And then a half an ounce worth of lemon juice, half an ounce of maple syrup. Please, maple syrup, no Mrs. Butterworth. This isn't that kind of thing. Shake and strain.
Not pancake syrup.
Not pancake syrup. You'll see the stuff that we stay at these hotels sometimes because, like, the show's late. We'll just get an overnight on points. And you be there in the morning and you can make fresh pancakes. And there's pancake syrup. What the hell's pancake syrup? It's a bunch of corn syrup.
HFCS and food color.
Yeah, and this much maple flavor. Forget that. You're not making drinks with that. Not on my watch.
Although, I can't think of Mrs. Butterworth anymore without thinking of Mad Men.
Yes.
When Sally decides that she's going to make Don pancakes, and then he's like, what did you put on these? And she's like, Mrs. Butterworth's. And it was the figure-old bottle of rum.
Yeah. Like a rum jumpy, which we have, which is still sold.
He's like, that's not Mrs. Butterworth.
This is not Mrs. Butterworth. Well, it's actually a very funny scene. That's when he's like, he had moved out and he's living in this really dismal apartment. It's just reflecting his internal mood. Do we have another sock, please? I would be glad to use one. It's time to get dazzled because we're talking Broadway.
Divas.
Anyway, talking divas. And divas.
My little diva thingy.
I figured
on the
Gypsy was diva enough, even though I think in life she was, pretty generous with her audience.
She was Mrs. Butterworthy.
Mrs. Butterworthy.
Oh, Peter says the best breakfast I had was at the Saratoga Inn. Ooh. I
Interesting.
think
We've eaten in Saratoga, and it was a very good meal.
yeah, I'm thinking I think it's a tie for the best. Well, Peter, Paul makes really good breakfasts, so I'm leaving you out of this.
We're talking about me.
The most memorable breakfasts I've had out
places
have been either in London, the full English breakfast.
Oh yeah, that'll set you up in the hospital for a week.
There was there used to be a place, it's not there anymore, but there used to be a place in California called the Belgian Waffle Inn.
Oh.
Where you got this waffle that was like the size of a plate.
And
they would like pile on like fruit and cream. And it was like, when I think about it now, like one of those waffles was your calories for like the week.
Million calories, you know?
And then when I was on tour in Wizard of Oz, we stayed at an inn in Augusta, Georgia, that had this huge breakfast buffet. And I think that was the first time I ever had grits. So I was like, ooh, I've never had grits.
Grits are quite good for breakfast.
Yeah, they were good. But it was, breakfast at the Peppermill. Oh, okay. We've been to the Peppermill.
Yes.
Which I love, the Peppermill.
Yeah, we've been there at least
we've
once.
Not been for breakfast.
Thought it was a lot of fun, and it was good food and drinks.
Now I have to go for breakfast.
Breakfast at these places frequently is like that, and I think
the diet breakfast.
I can never do a breakfast like that because I'm like, now I can't move for the rest of the day.
Hey Ken.
Hey Ken.
Maple syrup is less than the price point of top shelf booze.
That's
not maple syrup. Exactly.
We actually
fortunately that was a gift.
Yes, we got a very good price on this, and it was nice. And it was actually, we know who tapped those trees to make this. So that is like pretty close to source right there.
Yeah.
It is super fresh. It's excellent flavor, straight from New Hampshire for ya, the real thing. And this makes a great little thing. There were a couple things. You found something. Yeah, please give it a look. You found something in the book. I think it's the group, was it? So the group of the one, but I think it was the group. That was a very similar thing, but I think the base was Applejack. And that was the first time that we investigated Applejack.
Yeah, there was one that was in the group, possibly the movie too. I only read the book. But it was like a third Applejack, a third maple syrup, and
a third lemon.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And I remember trying that at the time and thinking it was good. Ultimately, I'm listening to that and saying, that is really just a sidecar variation.
Real maple syrup is cheaper than eggs right now. I don't doubt it.
Oh, truth. Yeah, geez. Yeah, eggs are going nuts because there was a bird flu.
The food court in Beacon, there's this place that serves full English breakfast. It looks scary. I know, a big breakfast buffet.
Well, when we did that English breakfast thing, the thing about it, I think we did it a couple of times. You would eat it. You were full of like greasy meats, and you were good until like 2:30.
I remember
you would go like all bloody
That's
day.
The thing.
And then finally, like, I'm getting a little peckish at like 7 p.m.
Yeah,
it's not a breakfast like that is designed to
set you up for the whole day.
You hit that sucker, and then you work the fields all day long. You don't need lunch. You're getting all your calories. So a full English breakfast followed by a full English lunch would be pretty ridiculous.
Society of the Secret Breakfast.
Anyway.
No, I was just... Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, please. Yeah, I will just say very briefly. We make breakfast around here, and honestly, that lasts us pretty much through lunch too, because it's not the full English with like 4 kinds of sausage and potatoes and bread and all this kind of stuff, but it is substantial enough to keep you going. Yeah, full English I think is kidneys. A full Irish breakfast should have 3 kinds of sausage, including blood sausage. Got to get the blood sausage in there. That takes some fortitude.
Hi, Amy. Good to see you.
Boom.
No, what I was going to say was we were talking before this broadcast about eggs, and I was saying, okay, we should just get on the same page about this, because if eggs are really going to be like $12 a dozen, then we need to come up with some other idea.
Yeah, like stop eating eggs.
You know? Oh, down south we call that a two fat boy breakfast. I love that.
Bob's big boy has breakfast. Now we're talking.
Like Waffle House.
Waffle House. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Errol, speaking of Waffle House, I was reading in the news today that Waffle House has started charging 50 cents an egg surcharge.
Oh wow.
Because of the price
what
of
you gonna
eggs.
do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Just eat the waffles, which contain eggs. Yeah.
I think they meant
Zowie.
just like,
you're
yeah,
having
give
the
me
eggs on
like
the side.
a big old scramble. Yeah.
Last time we had Waffle House, we were in Pennsylvania, where there are such things. We don't have
Awful
them.
House.
Don't have them around here. But we had great food. It was like these bowls full of just like a ton
Amy,
of
where? Amy got eggs
potatoes
for
and
$2.99.
shitted
What?
meat and things. It was
Hi,
really good.
Joe. Good
Hi,
to
Joe.
see you. Oh, Ben says best breakfast out from used to be the local monthly fire hall
Fire hall
buffet.
buffet.
No joke, deep fried bacon. Oh, they don't
man.
hold them anymore.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I believe that. We used to go to the Lions Club pancake breakfast. We
We've
knew
done that a
someone
few
who was in
times.
the Lions
Yeah.
Club. Yeah.
It was a really great big plate of food, and they're doing it as a charity deal. So hey, you can't lose there.
Yeah, I don't
I will say that
don't know if she's still around, but
the fire hall sounds awesome.
Market Basket.
Fire hall
Okay.
sounds awesome. Although if you've been cut off from your supply of deep fried bacon, that might be good for your longevity.
Oh, I'm assuming you weren't doing this every day. So
We assume you weren't doing that for your health. You're just doing it because it tasted
your
great.
arteries have not completely clogged up.
Yes, you can keep going.
I have
This
to
is
look
this
at
is the point
something.
that we can keep actually talking to you.
I have to look at something real quick.
Please take a look up. Anyway, I can comment here because the book I got this one from the Gypsy Rose Lee's
Limited to 2 dozen.
Oh,
Makes sense.
yeah. I got it's like during lockdown when the scarce commodity was TP. Seriously, people were hoarding it. Some people still have pallets of toilet paper from 2021.
I was just thinking about
they're still like it's out in the garage. They just keep using it up.
that time.
Seriously,
to get a fresh flute.
Fresh
that
flute?
Time during the pandemic when I happened to be in Walgreens for some reason, and they brought out a pallet of rubbing alcohol, and I was like, "Ooh!" I was so excited to see it, and then this dude pounced on it. He starts grabbing all of them, and one of the store employees was like, "You can't do that. You can buy 2.
Limited to 2, sir."
And then he tries to play it down like, "Oh, my wife's gonna be mad at me. I'm only bringing home 2." I was like,
"Good,
you a-hole."
Yep.
Anyway,
you stupid.
Anyway.
So I will finish up by saying that the
sausage, gravy, and biscuits, good.
Oh, that's the kind of thing that's
Peter,
pretty invariably on order at Holiday Inn Express, where we tend to stay because they serve breakfast. Included breakfast.
I gotta read both of these. There's a YouTube video of people throwing chairs at Waffle House.
Oh man!
And also, Peppermill has an omelet made with 12 eggs. Well, that's going to be expensive.
Now it's going to be a lot expensive.
That's going to be expensive.
And you're going to need about 6 people to eat that with you.
Okay.
Oh wow! Seriously.
So,
let me just finish this thought because it's going out of my head.
No, I'm creating.
Please go and do. And so the thing about the Gypsy Rose Lee cocktail again was that 3/4. That's 3/4.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Is that
I'll tell you when I'm doing it.
The original formula for this calls for 3 jiggers.
Let his wife be mad.
Of the rum. 3 jiggers. And you're thinking, well, you're making that for like 2 or 3 people, right? No, it doesn't say anything at all about that. She just liked a big cocktail, I guess. Good grief. That's a huge thing. Although her proportions for the rest of it were on target because it's like a lot of the base and a third as much of the sour. So like this works perfectly well for me. I'm just thinking about that 3 jiggers to start with. Yo!
I remember what I was going to say.
Anyway, please.
About Gypsy. Because I did
Gypsy, the person, Gypsy, the show.
Gypsy, the person.
The person.
Gypsy Rose Lee. Because I did a deep dive into her a while back.
A.K. Louise.
Yes.
I have these curls. I don't even use them. Fool.
Oh, I'm going to use one.
All right. So anyway, I'm adding a curl. Add a curl to this formula. Boom.
Especially priced at $1 million.
Yeah, there you go. I was thinking that, and you said it.
I read a book by her son about what it was like growing up with Gypsy as his mom.
Yeah.
And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
She turned into Rose.
She kind of turned into Rose a little bit. She wasn't like, she didn't make him go into show business or anything.
Berate him.
But she used to make him after the performances, like go through the front row of the audience and pick up her hairpins so that she could reuse them.
So she could save half a cent on it.
Yeah, he was sort of like her indentured servant. But yeah, it's she was also incredibly thrifty, like her mother.
Cheap.
I will take that other seltzer, please.
Other seltzer is...
Okay, so far I have 3 Cheers of Rum has a way of resolving our stomach egg issues. Exactly.
You know what? You'll totally forget about it. Anyway, what seltzer do you need?
The spiced pear.
Is it in here?
Yes.
Oh,
so I added 3/4 of an ounce of sour cherry liqueur and 3/4 of an ounce hazelnut liqueur. I'm going to top with, this is a light drink. It's not non-alcoholic, but it's low alcohol.
Pretty low. Yeah, with just a couple of
top with Polar spiced pear cider seltzer. It's not actually cider, it's seltzer.
Say that a few times fast. It's a flavored seltzer. It's not a sweetened seltzer. This isn't a sweet drink. It's just flavors. We like these a lot.
So Peter has a question for you. And I'm going to stir and add a twist.
Got it. There you go. You know why? Because you like yours with a twist.
I do.
Yeah, so we do. So we do that. So a question for me from Peter. Oh, Zen Arcade. Zen Arcade is a real sort of a like song cycle, really. So I hear what you're saying. I think that with everything else being adapted, I don't see why you wouldn't do that. That could work really well. There's a lot of these sort of great story and journey songs on there. I remember listening to that during a pretty rough period when I was younger. And like, it really helped, you know. I thought that Bob was just writing some of his life and putting it down there. And I still like those songs. They're really great. So yeah, Starlight Express. Starlight Express. Oh yeah, with all the thing, all these gimmicky shows. Any Lloyd Webber fans? Yeah, you know, I like a couple of his things.
Okay, so hold on. You keep talking.
I like that. That's called D4. So I will keep talking about the shows that we've seen recently. Again, in reverse order. Death Becomes Her. Hilarious, bloody elaborate, great ensemble. Everybody gets like at least one, diva number, and like the diva number for the plastic surgeon is pretty hilarious, hysterical. It's just amazing because you've got all of these like female diva-esque numbers because that's the characters. The characters are very over the top. They were playing it just crazy high. It's just this was a huge full audience. I don't think there was a single unsold seat last night, and this was just really pumped up. I will say it's really great to see a show fairly early in the run when like the energy is right there. You get your principles, and it's a great music and lyrics and a good book. This one works that way. So that's why it's worth your time.
I'm going to call this the cheap diva.
Cheap diva. Cheap diva.
Low rent diva. Low rent diva.
That can be better. Second to last thing we saw, O'Mary, completely demented, completely nuts show. Fairly much shorter than some of these things, but still, it's not like you're getting ripped.
I hadn't seen that.
Just absolutely crazy. Chess. Oh yeah. How about
sour seltzer swizzle stick? Sour seltzer swizzle stick. 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 Sour seltzer swizzle stick.
She did it.
I did it 10 times. I almost boned it on one of them, but I didn't.
I didn't attempt that.
Yes, Ken said say it 10 times, so I did.
So she did. Well, you know that old ditty.
I had not heard that about chess.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember when that was around. Of course, there was a really big pop hit that came up at chess. Right. You remember that.
This is good. You try it?
She did it. I will try this. You remember that old ditty? Sarah sitting in the shoe shine shop. All day long she sits and shines. All day long she shines and sits. Yeah. Da-da-da-da. Or should we say... Where is it? Well, the moment is past.
It's not funny when the moment has passed.
Yeah, it kind of has. Oh, yeah. Not what I was looking for, but a little bit. That's very good. And again, very light in alcohol content because it's mostly about flavors, not about I added a shot of booze, you know. sometimes that's what it's all about. And if you're having a martini, you'd better like booze because that's all it is. Is there any way to make a non-alcoholic martini? What are you, stupid? Yes.
Martini.
Yes. Yeah. What are you, stupid? Yes, I am, because I did it. And honestly, it worked pretty well. And that was actually, I was really trying to prototype something for our friend Gaylord because he doesn't drink. And it's not some moral thing. He's just saying, just doesn't like it. But I thought, there's no reason why this man shouldn't actually have
reasons are his own.
This shape of glass in his hand at a party if he chooses to have a nice libation. It just doesn't have to have the booze. So we did that. And honestly, I like that one a lot. And I got to get the base to that again.
Oh,
where the hell is this?
I flipped when I learned that Murray Head and Anthony Stewart Head are brothers.
Oh, wow.
I don't think I ever thought about that.
I know.
I didn't know that either.
You would. It's not like the most common surname, so you might think that. And of course, there are some common conceptions about people who
Gaylord is the best.
Gaylord is awesome.
Yes.
There are some common conceptions about siblings out there, like, Gene Stapleton, Maureen Stapleton, not related.
Nope.
Wrong. One thing I found out recently, which I had been told for years, which was Robert Duvall, Shelley Duvall, not related.
Oh, I knew that.
Not related. Yeah, well, you knew that. I didn't know that. People were telling me for years.
Came up. Who told you that?
I don't know. Everybody told you that. Oh, of course. And it was like an assumption because and it's not.
People have the same last name. They must be related.
It's not a super common surname. Perhaps over in the reaches of New England, it's a pretty common surname.
Yes, we're always coming up with alcohol-free drinks. Quite a few Ohana attendees don't drink. Exactly.
Quite a few. Yes. Quite a few indeed. And I think that's great. I would suspect you would be in on that action because you create things. So
yes. Yep.
Well, this is not alcohol-free by any means, although it's not super boozy. It's just a nice sour. And the base was 1.5 ounces. So it's a little less than what we normally put in one of these things.
Yeah, like Warren and
pretty
Jimmy
repeatable.
Buffett.
Warren and Jimmy. Yeah, they actually
the
apparently had met back in the day. And they were both very successful in their respective fields. So I think they probably just sat down and talked shop. But no, they were not related. So Warren, Jimmy, all the Buffetts together again.
Buffet.
Oh, well. It's in here somewhere, isn't it? Probably. The thing is, what the hell is it called? It's not the most obvious thing.
I could not read that.
Yeah, I'm
a gun to my head.
You couldn't read that. Anyway, I'm trying to do Uncle Lewis, but I'm totally bobbling it.
Oh, I love it. Katie Thornton says my daughter has been obsessed with binging episodes of That Girl.
Nope.
I love it.
Rude noises.
Oh, mostly Al's the creator of the non-alcoholic drinks. Yeah.
Oh,
that's amazing. I love.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I think he had to actually beg off that, and he also went off of the greasy meats for health reasons. So, does that mean that he doesn't like his junk food? No, of course he likes his Spam. So he gets the vegan Spam product. He gave us a can, and we actually cooked it up recently. And I thought it was actually the best facsimile I thought it was
had. Good. The vegan Spam.
The best facsimile I've had that really captures the flavors and the texture.
Did the room clear out? She means presents.
They want you to say the blessing.
Say grace.
As time goes on, I can do Uncle Lewis rather too well. Anyway, so if you do something really great, do something really great. I know I put it on the spot.
Oh my god, I can't think of a single. What are things?
Things.
How do you do things?
Oh, you made that drink. Oh, let me try that drink. Hey, that's excellent. There we go.
That was a joke?
No, that wasn't. I don't know. Is that the wrong sound effect? What sound effects was I looking for? I don't even know.
I think. Yes, Marlo is still alive.
Marlo who?
Thomas.
Oh, yes. Got it. Yes.
This is the correct one.
Which one are you talking about?
Hand me my thingy, please.
Oh, you're thinking?
When someone does something great.
Oh, yes. Well, I try to remember. I'm missing the context. I'm totally out of it.
Kelly's like, what just happened here? Exactly.
It's been a really long week already.
Yes, I know.
And as we were saying earlier, you are bleep fried. So your brain is bleep fried.
Now, I did not sleep well Monday night.
Yeah.
And then I slept great last night, but I didn't get a lot of sleep. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go back there tomorrow and do it all again.
Although, oh yeah, and we get to the train station in the ice storm.
Big fun, huh? Yeah. We did park the car down the driveway. I'm not shoveling a whole driveway with ice in the morning because it's all going to be melted in a couple of days. I swear. We got like 1.5 inches the other day. It was a mess to clear off the car. And then by noon, it's like all melted. I'm like, why am I bothering to shovel air? Seriously. It's so nuts.
Even I was willing to drive in that.
Yeah. Well, that was not terrible because the temperature got up, so it was melting off the streets.
Buffett value lesson. Warren equals 1 trillion. Jimmy equals 1 billion. Who was happier?
Think about it. This is the thing. Mounds of outside of Scrooge McDuck, mounds of cash do not actually buy what they're supposed to.
Exactly.
Or an actually accumulation of wealth to just like sit there. What does it do? Gold bars don't do anything.
Kelly dreamt of Oompa Loompas stealing all of her liquor. I did have weird, upsetting dreams. What were there any that I can share here?
It's not like they're super personal, but some of them are a little abstract. It's like I might have a weird dream and say, yeah, I can't really tell people about it because it's just like, what the hell was that all about?
I had one. And I like after every weird, disturbing dream, I would wake up. But I had one where Paul, we were at some sort of event and people were getting up to sing with the band. And Paul got up to sing with the band, but
that's never happened. In
this dream, he was like completely bald and wearing this white jumpsuit. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to move closer to the stage so that I can see him. And then I'm like, I'm going to go around to the other side. And then, so I went out into the parking lot and sat there for a while and stuff and totally missed Paul's performance.
Oh, terrible.
It's supposed to get a good load of ice here too. Oh, you need to have a spray bottle of salt water for de-icer. That's a good idea.
If the temperature is hovering like around freezing, like just below freezing, the ice will, the salt will do a great job.
Joanne Woodward, yes, Left Turn 3 Faces of Eve.
Oh wow, yeah. Yes. Oh, that's a classic Joanne Woodward.
And months later, have another that continues the first one.
I have definitely had dreams where within the dream, I remembered the other dream.
Paul can't be bald, but white jumpsuit, yes. I was so weird.
Yeah, it would be pretty weird. I mean, honestly, look, this is a little thinner than it used to be. Sure, these things happen, but that's just life and my regrets. But totally bald would be pretty weird on me. I just don't have the skin tone for it.
Ben, I don't know if I've ever had a dream that continues. But I do have a lot of recurring themes in my dreams. So, yeah. I've had dreams where I come up with some revolutionary invention, then wake up and think, how dumb was that?
It sounded great in the moment, Your unconscious is like, hey, try this, Errol. Yeah, and you're like, yeah, sure, it's awesome. And then you're in daylight, what the hell was I talking about? I know. Seriously. I will have these dreams, and it's usually very late in the cycle. And we're talking like 6, 7 a.m. I'm still asleep, right? I fall back asleep. Then the weird dreams happen. It's like, and then something. What's the phrase I'm looking for? And then it got strange. Yeah, no, then things get strange. Yeah. So, and what happens is that within these dreams, somebody will ask me a question. How does this work? And I'll start explaining it. And then when I wake up, I remember what I was saying, and I was like, that's exactly what I would say during waking hours. Like that's the actual explanation. So it's sort of like those dreams where you go to the office and you start filing paperwork, and then you start working on that spreadsheet, and then you wake up and you're like, I'm dreaming work. Why the hell am I dreaming about work?
Dreams when I wake up. It's sometimes very annoying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Flying wooden tractor was a bad idea. Now you tell me.
No, jeez. Errol.
Oh yeah, show up to school naked dream. Oh yeah, more like a nightmare. Giant wooden tractor with wings.
Oh boy. Oh.
Yeah. I of course I do sometimes get it for school. Yeah, once in a while it's like oh yeah, the finals today, and I haven't shown up for a single class all semester.
Student's nightmare.
Or but more often with me, it's the actor's nightmare. Like I'm about to go on stage and I don't even know what play this is, much less
actor's nightmare. It's a common theme. You can vary that infinitely. And the naked thing in dreams is frequently literal. And frequently it's not literal. Frequently it's metaphorical for your state of mind. You're feeling exposed and vulnerable. That's the whole thing.
I've dreamed of, Ben says, I've dreamed of getting up and starting the drive to work, and then I actually wake up. Oh God.
I have ridden trains so often to get to work that I have actually, and I've usually been pretty exhausted. I've literally had dreams on the train where I was riding the train. I'm like, that is way too literal for this whole experience.
I have dreams where like I'm waiting for the train and then it shows up and there's like one car and everyone gets on it. And like, by the time I get to it, the train's leaving without me or whatever. Again, I'm going to quote Ken here. Like, I don't need a degree in Jung to get the meaning. Ken was saying, I just had a dream. Was plunging a toilet, but plunger malfunctioned.
For Pete's sake.
Make yourself Captain Underpants. Oh,
think about it.
What a crappy dream. Oh, geez.
I've definitely had dreams with very, very little clothing on, and definitely dreams without any clothing on. And the thing is that everyone else in the dream is just like, yeah, whatever. And you're like, okay, sure. And you're just walking around buck naked, and like, that's okay within the context of the dream. You know?
These are really like recurring themes for me. Mm-hmm. I'm somewhere, some pedestrian place, like standing in a parking lot, and like I look up at the sky and there's a plane and it just explodes.
I've had that dream.
I have a lot of dreams about planes exploding, like not crashing, just like exploding. Although I've had crashing too, but yeah, like I'm just looking up and like, oh, isn't that interesting? Boom. And then I have dreams where I'm in water, like not like a little bit of water, like I'm in like the middle of a harbor or something. And yeah, I'm just like, or like the water is coming up, the water is rising. Yeah.
If you're in the harbor, are you like treading water, floating? What are you doing?
How does that make you feel? Yeah, these are like.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's I feel like this can't be good.
Probably not good. Do you have dreams where you're like traveling up a bridge and then you start descending on the other side of the bridge and you descend into the water?
Yes, I do. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I've had dreams where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go over this bridge, and then suddenly I'm walking down into the water.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any generic meaning for that, but it means something to you, and you definitely have very specific relationships.
Life makes us deal with crap, and we have
transportation and water.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
I know it is sad. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there are such things. I mean, and I've definitely had that one multiple times with the sort of driving, and it's got something to do. I definitely have these transportation archetypes.
Or you fall, like you're driving and then suddenly you fall into like a big sinkhole or something.
Haven't had that. I've definitely had dreams where I'm in the back seat and the car is driving and there's no driver. And it doesn't really occur to me that this is extraordinarily strange or that this is very dangerous.
I feel like
it's just like, okay.
I feel like that dream is, you don't need a degree in Jung for that one.
No.
That's.
Yeah. I don't know. What's the meaning of this thing, Carl?
There's nobody driving this car.
Got to do a little like Dean Martin here. Carl, what's the meaning of this dream over here? Let me see my cigarettes.
Some challenges ahead of you and a giant decision at the end. Sounds like Glendora reading horoscopes.
Yeah, bingo. I'm trying to think of. I frequently have transportation dreams, and you know what happens? I have to ride 5 different forms of transportation. And by the end of the dream, I don't get where I was trying to go. No, you don't need much of a. Big analysis going on there. It's pretty simple.
You're saying I used to have dreams. I was at home with the kids and wife, then wake up and I was on a submarine patrol and wouldn't see home for 2.5 months. It was like waking up into a nightmare.
Oh man, that's cruel.
Yeah, Ben's got the backseat really dream, clambering over the seats to hit the brakes.
That kind of thing.
I haven't had that one.
The funny thing is, when I have them, the car does not appear to be out of control.
Oh, Gettysburg, ma'am. Yeah, I know.
But I hear you about the idea that the car is out of control, and that itself is pretty obvious metaphor too.
You're Cleo, and I will tell your future.
Senor Cleo. I'm gazing into my crystal ball. There's something wrong with your uncle. He's going to die. What?
Oh, open the cellar door, look into the black, and think, I don't want to have this dream. Oh, y'all have weird dreams. I do have weird dreams. I do. I don't not have weird dreams.
No, I always have them again. It's after you've been sleeping all night. You might be dreaming, etc., etc. But it's when you fall back asleep, probably around 6. I frequently fall back to sleep around 6 from being awake for hours.
But Monday night, it was all night for me, and it was like they were so.
You've got a lot of anxiety about a lot of things happening right now. It's preying on your mind. No good. No. I
want to dream the correct lottery numbers when it's really high. I know, right? Good dreams.
Get that? You want that to come to you in a fortune cookie and like play these numbers and it works. And there was what was it a few years ago where like 3 different people won the lottery because it was on the fortune.
Oh, geez.
They came up. Chance operations.
Chances I often have dreams that I'm wandering around in strange buildings looking endlessly for the bathroom. Oh, jeez.
Jeez. Yes.
Amy says he never dream.
Never dream.
Interesting. Okay.
I've heard, and I'm not saying that this is the case. I've heard that everybody dreams, and that people who say they don't dream do not remember their dreams. However, you can tell us whether that is true or BS, because you're the one not dreaming.
Gettysburg ma'am says, I had a recurring dream as a kid that I was floating, and I had to have no idea how to get down. I've had dreams where I was flying, and I always consider those good dreams. Like, not in a plane. I mean, like, I'm just flying, and I'm like, well, that's I think that's good. I've had that kind of thing. I think that definitely I take that good.
I've floating or sort of hovering, like I need to get to the top of that building, so I'm like sail in sort of Superman fashion. Yeah. And this is very ordinary in the dream. Like sure, it's very strange. And I've definitely had ones where I'm sort of like flying above the ground, very close to the ground, maybe a foot off the ground, like zoo, that kind of thing. I don't know what that all is. I have all sorts. The mind is very imaginative. I suppose that's obvious. We're here doing this show, and you've seen some of the things that we do otherwise. We dream these things, and then we go and do them. So.
Oh, Dime says you have the same sleeping patterns.
Wake up at 2, fall back. Oh, geez, yeah. Ugh. Isn't that terrible? 4 hours you're awake. You're sitting there going, yeah. You know what I do sometimes? I get up and do the dishes. Something super boring. Cold. Gets me tired, gets me back to bed. And guess what? The dishes got done. Yay. Talk about your win-win. You are?
I'm about to go get a scarf. Aw, thank you. Always remember having dreams as a child involving dinosaurs. Oh, Peter.
I have a jacket.
That's cute. I love that. Oh, thank you. That looks kind of nice with this, actually.
It doesn't look bad at all. You look very woman of the year in this sucker.
Now you're going to freeze.
Oh, I'm good. I got another layer on under this thing because it was cold today.
Oh, going headfirst down a flight of stairs, hovering a few inches above the surface.
That's exactly the same concept.
Takes me right back to Death Becomes Her.
I think you're having that dream, although descending the stairs sounds a little more terrifying. Yeah, the dream I'm having is kind of more like you're just kind of cruising along saying, this is pretty cool, you know? But down the flight of stairs sounds like your mind is trying to really play tricks on you. Oof.
I'm gonna have some more of this.
Why the heck not? I'm going to get rid of this glass because I already had a tiny.
She looks very 80s with the vertical shoulders. I know, right?
Oh, check that out. Yeah. These. I
got like Joan Crawford shoulders.
Is this padded? Yes, it's padded. It gives me these great shoulders. Hello. This was the story. Apparently, Cary Grant always like treasured his tailor because it's like it makes me look like $1,000,000. You know. Well, it did. Also, William Powell, good tailor.
This jacket is chic. Oh, thanks. I know. I was thinking it's right before we went live. I'm like, I'm freezing and I don't have anything I can really put over this. So he just figured that out perfectly, didn't he?
By the way, we have a product to sample, don't we?
We do.
Hello.
Woman of the Year. Yes. And Peter. Lauren Bacall. Woman of the Year.
Bingo. Yes. Now, Woman of the Year was
made from Corinthian leather. I get that reference.
Genuine Corinthian leather.
Rich Corinthian leather.
There's a great quote. You can find this up on, one of these platforms, which one is obvious.
Hopefully that won't fall.
Which was like, I think it's Late Night with Letterman and Ricardo Montalban. is on. And of course, at one point, Dave simply asked him, "So what was the deal? Anyway, Ricardo, what was the deal with the Corinthian leather?" And Ricardo's just like, "Oh, this was just completely made up. There is no such thing ever." And I think, well, there was Corinth. They undoubtedly made leather at the time, so there must have been Corinthian leather. But you know what? Total advertising bullshit. That's the thing. That's what it was, and it sold a few cars, so I guess it worked. Anyway, so what we have here is Amaro Montenegro from our friend Dan, whom we saw last week.
Friend Dan brought us this. Dan, if you're watching, thank you.
He happened to be there.
We're going to open it and try it.
He happened to be in the neighborhood, and he brought gifties, and this was like fabulous. He said he and the wife, Elaine, were in Italy. They were in one of these like small little places. And they happen to have like the Montenegro behind the bar, and like, would you like some of this after dinner? This is a post-dinner shot digestif.
They wanted something that sounded exotic, so they got Corinthian leather.
Corinth, because who the hell knows what Corinth is? You know?
Yeah, I know what Corinth is. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know about Corinthian leather, but.
All I'm saying, historically, they undoubtedly made leather there because leather was a commonly used material. You had to have leather. So, boom. And prosit. This is very aromatic. This is one of these that's like full of like 11 secret herbs and spices.
Well, it's an Amaro. I was about to say it smells like bitters, but it's an Amaro.
It's probably more like 57 secret herbs and spices, all infused, slightly sweet, quite a bit bitter.
Amaro? What?
Wow.
I mean, we can't have nice things.
Yeah, we can't get that.
We can't have nice things.
We can get the bitters because it's
you
not
can get the bitters
sold as liquor, but the liquors, no, doubt it. West Coast, they got all that stuff. Trader Joe's rum. That is perfectly nice.
That's lovely.
That smells like it's going to be super heavy. And the stuff in it is pretty super heavy, but
for the
actually,
Corinthian beast to get me some leather.
The beast.
It's like snipe hunting.
Yeah, I need that. Which actual Corinthian animal provides the leather? You know, this really smells like it's going to be like heavy bitterhead.
No, this is good.
But it's very balanced. It's very soft, and you know, I'm getting a very warm feeling, and I think it's definitely going to help the digestion.
Are you moist?
No, I'm warm, not moist. Not warm and moist. Not moist and warm. Just warm.
Just warm.
Just warm feeling. Warm feeling in the stomach.
That Eric, you made me think about
I like that a lot.
My coat. Well, I have two coats like this, but my winter coat that I generally wear when it's freezing is hot pink and plush.
Very plush.
And
it is a plush coat.
And I always think it's Muppet fur.
Yeah.
I have a red one like that too.
You also have a scarf that you knitted yourself, which is basically the Kermit scarf.
I call it the Kermit.
It is it's very much Kermit green, and it's fuzzy, and it looks super warm. So,
but yeah, how many Muppets had to die?
Seriously.
Yeah.
How many young men here were Boy Scouts, and how many young women were Girl Scouts who were ever sent on a snipe hunt? Yeah. I
was never a scout.
It's a big gag that they play on you. And the fact is,
wear the pink one and call yourself Angeline.
Oh, now you're talking.
Her car.
Yeah, you need it.
I need her car.
You need your pink Camaro. I believe she drove a pink Camaro, or was it a pink Firebird? It was one of those.
Yeah, it was. It was very sporty.
So it was very sporty '80s car, and of course it was very pink. I don't recall it being hot pink as much as very vivid pink. Am I right?
It wasn't hot pink.
It was just like a very dense Barbie pink, without being hot. You know,
Barbie pink.
It's a very Barbie pink. Well, Angeline is basically being Barbie. You know, of course.
A cop, a traffic cop, told me she liked my coat. I was crossing the street. She's like, "I love that pink."
I got that. I love that.
Thanks.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the
Corvette. It was a Corvette.
It's Corvette.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. I knew somebody would know better than me. These sorts of things.
Snipe hunt. Sent several younger classes out on.
Oh yeah. The funny thing about that
things you miss when you're not a
is
scout.
that, of course, this is a mythical beast, and you'll never find it, except that there is a bird called a snipe. So it's one of these things.
Wouldn't it
where
be hilarious
if you find this? I was thinking, you know what? To get back at these bastards who are sending on a fake bird hunt, it's like find an actual snipe, come back when they say, "I got it." There you go, and then they'd be like, "What? It's a snipe." No, there's no such thing. I'm holding it. We're gonna cook it right now. Here, do it.
Man,
You sent me on the hunt.
so violent.
Well, you know what the deal is with the snipe hunt?
No.
They
I was
send you
never a
they
scout.
send you out there, and then you're supposed to come back and eat the snipe stew, right? And what do? They pour all this crap into a bin, and then you have to eat it. And it's like mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard and whatever the junk they got lying around.
What the hell kind of screwed up organization is this?
Boy Scouts of America. Yeah. A little hazing for you. Some of you have been through such things.
Comment.
That's why you were never a scout, you know? No, it's not why
It
you're
always
never a scout,
confused
but you're
me
glad
by the
you're never a
joke.
scout.
College initiate hazing. Yeah, it's like hazing.
It's hazing. It's hazing. It's all it is.
Oh,
And the fact is, I remember at the time, like, you know, kids were getting fed this stuff, and one of them was just turning green. And for some reason, I just managed to avoid all of that. And I suppose I just looked fairly terrified, and I was a very small child.
because that's hilarious to terrify small children.
You know how it is.
No, I don't.
There's a reason that hazing rituals are frowned upon.
Oh, now, back then, it was like, let's haze these little bastards.
I believe we have some sorority sisters in this audience who have been through all this crap. And I suppose it's all supposed to build character. And I think, no, it's supposed to give a platform to the sadists, is what it is.
It's supposed to make you want to go back and kill everyone later.
Future a-holes of America
Yeah.
who are like, you know, yeah, well, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Screw all of that.
Future a-holes of America.
God, what am I saying? Present a-holes of America who do this stuff.
Now I'm just thinking of like a club in school. Future a-holes of America.
Well, they were, weren't they? I'm just thinking of the folks who were doing it like in my college. I'm like, you guys are all a bunch of pricks.
Oh, Dime says
Seriously.
at Sears when I first started, they had me go look for tools in the basement that never existed.
Oh, you
Oh.
bastards. You
Oh,
bastards.
at least it probably didn't emotionally scar you.
Oh, pepper drink? It's okay.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
good.
no worries. Doug is cooking, and I'm taking ornaments off
Of
the
the
Christmas
Christmas
trees. in the
trees.
dining room. We still have a tree up in our
We have one tree left.
in our tiki room.
I'm glad to hear.
Well, the Valentine's Day tree is up.
I'm not glad to hear
But
you're taking
yeah.
ornaments off. I'm glad to hear that they're coming down to be put away for next year. And I don't feel quite so self-conscious that we still have an entire tree up out there. It's been super cold.
Girl.
I don't feel like decorating it yet, but we'll get to it.
Yes, makes you want to mentally remember names and faces for receipts later.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
Excuse me. Yep. You. We got it. I always thought the great
final girl.
the other thing was like when you're making a campfire, the wind never blows the way that you want it to blow, so it's always in your face, and you just like end up taking years off your life breathing wood smoke. So
What a fun organization. I'm so sad I was never a scout.
well, campfires is campfires. Everybody does that. So the thing is, you would find the greenhorn and say, "Hey, could you go over to that other campsite and ask them for a left-handed smoke bender?" And that was supposed to take care of your smoke problem. And that's a very funny thing. And I always thought you could really build a little device with sort of a chimney with a little like crank that would move the smoke over and actually like have that. So when some wise ass sends the kid over, you say, "Oh, here you go. Take it back to your wise ass." And then what's the guy going to say? I always think of revenge fantasies for these stupidities, you know?
Oh, Ben says my trip was pretty chill for the most part. Most of the stories, antics of older scouts could scandalize if told now. I bet.
You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, kind of a little bit more of this because actually we had a rather large
tiny little bit.
large
more
meal, and I would like to
food.
digest it. And
Delish.
digestive
I'm a fan.
is designed to help you
Yes,
digest
thank you,
the
Dan.
food. Yes, this is really cool stuff.
I definitely sound hoarse. I don't know how I'm singing 6 songs
Distinct,
tomorrow.
like sweet and bitter combination with a floral note, and I'm not sure what the floral is.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be surprised with the 50+ trees. It was by the time you get the ornaments off, it's time to put them back
It's
on.
time to put them back on.
Time.
Seriously.
It's no joke.
Seriously.
I would love to show you the Valentine's tree, but it would involve moving a bunch of stuff.
We're moving what?
Well, we'd have to move that and I'll take a picture.
I've got a better idea.
I'll post
Why
it.
don't we just do the snow bar camp, which I was about to do, but I didn't get it together.
Oh, yeah.
We can do that.
The snow bar camp.
Give me like 3 minutes. I'll get that going.
I know. I'm thinking like by the time we take down the tree in the tiki room, it's going to be like summer. but neither of us wants to be out in the cold that long.
It's been that
And I'm
level
okay
of
with
cold.
that.
When we get to days when it's about 35 outside, the room is actually pretty bearable. But when it's just 10 or 0, man,
Oh, I
I
know.
tell you, you may not get that.
I read Eric's comment. I want to decorate like the cartoon characters do. They throw a box of ornaments in the air and they all land on the tree perfectly.
You know?
Exactly.
Well, see, that's why they have those
Right?
big nets of ornaments you can throw over your shrubbery outdoors. Bing, done.
It's
You
really
know,
lights though.
yeah. Well, it was lights. It's lights.
Yeah.
I messed up. So
Gotta say, go birds. I know.
boom, 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 baby.
I don't have a dog in this fight. So
I do not.
yeah.
I do not. And as a matter
Go
of fact,
birds.
at my cafeteria today at work, what did I see? All these little decorated cupcakes and cookies. And I thought, oh, I should buy one for the Super Bowl. And I totally spaced it. They were there. I usually buy these, and then the cookie sits in our pantry for 6 months because I don't eat those sugar cookies. So I thought that the cupcake would have been a better idea. They were very green. Are the Packers in this game? That's what I'm assuming.
No? Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs.
And the Eagles.
And the Eagles.
Yes.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
What's with the green? Am I missing something here?
Probably maybe for the football field.
The green of the field. Oh, maybe that's it. Who knows? What the heck?
Safety first. Take down your tree when it is cold. I know. It's not like we're hanging out there. So I was looking at it when I came in today. I was like, yeah, still there. Yeah.
You know what? We don't see it too much. It's not a big deal. Peter is a big fan of the Puppy Bowl.
I love the Puppy Bowl too.
I believe our friend Dennis is a big fan of the Puppy Bowl.
Says, my brother is a wise guy that when asked by people if he has 100% nitrogen for their tires, he says, no, but I have 78%. It's a lot cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper. Yeah. 78% of your air is nitrogen. So there you go. That's your wise guy right there.
Go birds. I keep saying go birds.
Bloody hilarious.
The Eagles are green. Okay.
Got it.
Bird is the word. All right. Everyone seems to be for the Eagles. Yeah. Okay.
Now we have to watch The Crawling Hand because of the bird is the word. Don't you know about the bird?
I've got like 7 more films to watch for the SAG Awards.
I guess we're not going to watch that. But you got to knock those out and I would like to watch some of those. Thank you, Eric.
I have watched.
Comment about that.
Last Showgirl.
Mm-hmm. Which you liked. Yeah.
I've liked all of them that I've watched so far.
Okay, so there we go.
I've watched The Last Showgirl, Anora.
I watched most of that.
Sing Sing, and Wicked so far.
I watched about half of Sing Sing, and that's actually well done. Great ensemble. Many of them are former convicts, so it's really it's genuine and visceral in a real way.
Yeah, yeah.
And what was the last one you mentioned?
Wicked.
Wicked. Yes, I almost said Wicked too. The Wicked the movie is very well done. But I was also thinking
making beard chili and cornbread. Nice.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
There we go. During watching of Wicked, I was making beef stew, and I followed the basic formula that my mother always used to make, which my father got from the New York Times food section, Craig Claiborne back in the day. And that involved a beer. Now, she always used like light beer from Miller or something like that. We had a couple of porters out there, and I said, I don't really like this one's a little sweet for me, but it's going in the stew, and it was very good.
I like those porters.
Yeah. That was
Eric is okay. I mean, for the people on Facebook who can't see this, Eric is saying, what kind of movies do y'all like?
Well, let's talk about that.
Oh, Peter. Yeah, I think you would like Sing Sing. It's really good.
Do you have something to bust out of here? Some moving
along. You take these and this.
Okay.
Okay. I like many kinds of movies. I like all kinds of comedies, most classic films, some dramas, some are a little turgid for me, but yeah. I like many dramas, some horror. And
you like a real classic
I like
psychological horror.
Thriller.
Not splatter.
I don't mind a splatter film if it's like completely ridiculous, because then I don't get worried because it's not plausible. Talkies.
I like talkies. That's what I like.
Musicals. Do you want your jacket back?
No, it's keeping you warm.
It is keeping me warm.
Oh, I totally forgot to get something, so I'm gonna go get it.
What did you forget to get?
Oh, I'll get it.
He forgot to get something.
I did.
I'm having a little of this polar spiced pear cider seltzer. It's weird that they named it spiced pear cider and it's seltzer. But it's not cider, it's seltzer.
It may have cider, apple cider flavors. It's always possible.
Pear cider flavors.
Pear cider.
It's a little it's natural flavors, but it's got a little bit of sweetness to it. Must be from the pear essence.
Fresca. All right, so the
Comedies
second,
from the 70s. Oh yeah. Oh,
Frankenstein, Murder
by Death. Yeah,
You're really
so good.
You're working some Neil Simon here. You're working a little Mel Brooks here, and I'm trying to think who was behind What's Up, Doc. I used to see that a lot on television as a kid.
Yeah,
because it was a recent hit, and it had that non-stoppable combination of Ryan O'Neal and Barbara Streisand. And I recall, like, that was a thing at the time. They were both pretty substantial.
Barbara
Streisand is what it was. But I remember it being pretty hilarious, and that whole bit with the VW Van Aggen, the microbus on the top of the hill in San Francisco.
Final Girl is thriller and a bit of horror and revenge all rolled up together. I do like a revenge film.
Reminds me of something else in hit movies.
Oh, Amy, I don't
movies.
think I've seen them either. We got the Elderflower Starlight Polar, and this is the spiced pear cider. Yeah.
So yeah, Polar is doing these specialties, and they are announcing them as limited. So if you see them, grab them. If they're good, stock up.
What's Up, Doc was written by Buck Henry. And directed by Peter Bogdanovich. Yeah.
Thank you.
Peter Sellers in The Party.
I really have a difficult relationship with The Party because I think that the main character is severely irritating in a way that I cannot get over. But the last time we were watching part of this, I was realizing what
the waiter.
No, the director. Why am I spacing this? Come on. Blake Edwards.
Well, I was going to say Julie Andrews' husband.
Yeah, that guy, right? You know, Blake Edwards. What he was doing, he's not talking about the main character. He's talking about all of the peripheral characters.
Yes.
The bit with the waiter is freaking hilarious. And
Jack Benny in To Be or Not to Be. Yes.
Please.
Classic.
And there's also the Mel Brooks To Be or Not to Be, which is actually very good. Saw that in the 80s, and it was very enjoyable.
But
he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
The Benny thing was not a big hit in its day, and you think, wow, why? Because it's just bloody hilarious. The whole ensemble does it.
Well, I think probably for the same reason Mel Brooks, when he's making the producers, had a issue with Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah.
Because people are like, this really isn't funny. And it's like, but these people made it funny, you know?
Apparently he got letters from like every rabbi in the tri-state area saying, you can't do this. And apparently he wrote back to all of them saying, this is why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
This is why you have to do this. So this is why the producers is still hilarious.
Peter's asking about Failsafe.
I read the book.
I don't think I've seen it.
And I will tell you, I haven't seen the movie, and I might not enjoy it because I like Strangelove too much. And I think that Failsafe is Strangelove that doesn't get what it's all about. So if you enjoy the picture, keep watching it. I think it's a pretty intense concept.
I haven't seen it.
It's basically a serious version of Strangelove. That's the scenario.
Oh, okay.
And they take it seriously. And I think for the same reason that you can't actually I can't even finish that thought. But I was going somewhere and I'm like, what the hell am I trying to say?
Savage, the man who promised didn't do well. I always wanted a follow-up.
Oh.
It's always weird, the things that don't do well. That you're like, why didn't this do well?
Yeah. Well, you know, you can never tell strange things. But people talk about the original release of Wizard of Oz didn't make money at the box office. You know what? It was an expensive movie. Films were in the theater for like 2 weeks in 1939 and gone. They couldn't make their money back. So what? That's just a simple accounting. Once you have this thing showing on television repeatedly, bang, profit.
That's not my dog.
Profit. That's the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the classic. But I'm thinking about what was I saying about this particular thing? No, I've lost the thread. It's in there somewhere. But I would see Failsafe actually, Peter, and I would watch Strangelove with you because it's hilarious, and of course you enjoy it.
Oh,
we
own Strangelove.
We own
Strangelove.
Yeah. Strangelove is just that kind of a classic. It's an extremely tight script. I think everything happens basically in real time, and it's kind of in and out in about 92 minutes. It's like bang, and it just goes and goes and goes. And once again, the ensemble is just over the top. It's something that was supposed to be completely Sellers heavy. He plays 3 characters, but everybody else is hilarious. So anyway, no, shake the head. I need to make another thing. So the second thing that I found I was looking in the Sardi's drink book because they have all these celebrities, all these Broadway people who are actually donating drinks, and I couldn't find a single thing for which we had the ingredients. So I'm like, screw it. I went back to the Esquire drink book, and one of the celebrities, I don't know if you would call him a diva, but he probably exhibited as much devious behavior in his time as anything.
Man.
Oh, is the Devo.
Devo.
Are we not men? We are men. It's Devo. So this Devo was
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Hey.
Thank you for dropping in. Yeah.
Oh, the algorithm sent you here?
Well, all right.
I'm glad you could. Right. Well, I'm glad the algorithm is doing us some good from time to time, and I'm glad you're here. Join the crowd. You can see the comments. You can join. You can comment on such things. We're making a few drinks.
Eric, I agree.
We're talking about
sacks,
entertainment. This whole show is about Diva's Happy Hour. So I've already made one Diva drink. I'm going to make another Diva drink. This one is called, and I kid you not, Bob Hope's Rye Lemonade. What's in it? Rye.
Diva is going on tour.
Hold on. What's going on? Rye and lemonade.
Okay.
It's like,
I'm going to try this.
Hope had like a crew of gag writers. He had people to take care of all these things. He comes up with a drink that has 2 things in it. Seriously? You know what? It sounds pretty good. I'm making
Gettysburg Ma'am. I love that idea.
We're going to do the following.
Monthly movie night. I love that idea.
What you need to do is
the first one we could do would be All About Eve.
Pre-prep your glass. What you need to do is sugar rim it, which I did. It's got a pretty heavy rim on it.
Right.
Very frosted. How about that? Add ice.
I saw Devo. You've seen them a few times.
Yes, and we saw them together.
I saw them
Hammerstein.
Hammerstein Ballroom. Yeah.
Good show. Really great show. Was that the first time that I had seen them? Probably. And then saw them again when they were touring with all of their super, super early stuff. And I might be able to play that back for you. That was actually a really great show. They were very high energy. Okay, so
you need rye.
Glass. It has been frosted. I added some ice to it.
Ooh, there's not much rye in that bottle.
Probably going to use it up. This says
we do have another bottle.
1.5 ounces. This looks like no more than 1.5 ounces, but I should measure in case it's much less.
I'm excited to try this.
Yeah. That's almost exactly
correct.
Oh my
gosh, look at that.
All right, I'm going to top up with the rest just because, although this is 100 proof, so I don't really need to. I'll take the other rye.
Okay.
Yep. Dead soldier, away it goes. Hey, Barbie.
You knocked over Barbie? Jeez, Louise.
She wasn't tacked down. What am I supposed to do over here? She should be affixed better. Anyway, I'm going to add a tiny amount of this business here. Yep, that's about right. Yep.
A little bit more for Santa Claus.
A little bit more for Santa Claus.
A little bit more for Santa Claus.
You get that reference, of course. And okay, this is called Rye Lemonade. What are you going to add? Lemonade. What do I have?
Okay, Gettysburg Ma'am knows how to do it. We will call upon you.
Very
I
good.
love this idea.
Very good. So the lemon I'm going to add is actually the Dill's lemonade in the bottle. I believe Amy might have gotten
Eric,
this for us.
I haven't gotten any new Barbies for a long time, but yes, I have my collection, which hasn't been added to in a long time. But I love Barbie.
And the only change I'm going to make to this item is I'm going to add a
Good
twist.
night, Peter.
I'm going to add a wedge just to add a little fresh lemon flavor.
Oh, use pink salt. It gives it a funky flavor. Ooh, I like that idea.
Hello.
All right. All right.
And I'm going to grab a straw. If I can grab a straw. There we go.
Eric says I have my mother's collection for sale on eBay.
Hello.
What era are they from?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I spent all my money last night at Death Becomes Her. I can't buy anything. But I am interested. Take off, hoser.
It does taste like exactly what it is, rye lemonade. And you think you spent how many minutes
Ew.
coming up with this drink? One, and it's very good. It's a classic highball. And you know what? You can drink this for a while, so I'm happy with
Oh,
it.
70s to 2000. Super fun. Okay.
Bob Hope's rye lemonade. There you go. I think the whole business with the sugar rim is important because it makes it a very special kind of drink. It was supposed to be chilling in there for at least half an hour.
You're drinking it through a straw, so you're not actually drinking from the sugar rim.
That's okay. I could always do lick. Want a lick? Psych.
I was going to do like a New York thing, like, that's delicious.
Ah,
It's good.
But it's good. It's a nice thing. Take off.
So we've had Bob Hope's rye lemonade, low rent Diva.
Gypsy Rose Lee's Van Vliet. Who the hell is Van Vliet? We're not talking about Don Van Vliet. It's spelled differently, for one. No idea where that came from. And once again, as originally concocted, it's three jiggers of rum as the base. Wow, that's a big drink. She does not specify this is for 4 people, or even 3 people. Wow. Sometimes you'll see a drink is like, well, that's way too much booze, and it says serve 6.
I'm thinking of the idea of gypsy drinking at home, and I'm not. I feel like if she was drinking at home, she was having Hewline cocktails.
Yes, because we've seen the
ads from the era with gypsy and like Hewline cocktails.
Yeah, she was actually hawking the Hewline premixed cocktails in the 60s. And
Daniel's gonna be liquidating Barbie too.
Barbie.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you could always
beautiful.
Beautiful. If you're doing this on the time of a broadcast, you can always just drop a link in there so people know where to find the Barbies, because I think we have some Barbie collectors here. Hello. So
my dad, a machinist that collected and sold Barbies. He made a lot of money doing it. Yeah.
If you play your cards, certainly when you've got those limited edition collectible things, if the production line was a little slow or was a little slim, then you could get something rare. We have a few of those where the production was really cranked up, and they were available pretty quickly, cheap. So pretty quickly, pretty cheap. What I'm trying to say. So like the Star Trek, those were available very commonly at a discounted price. By now, they've been off the market long enough that price has undoubtedly risen. So there's the thing. I always think about collecting records. It's like I never collected the records that are worth super huge bucks.
I keep having,
because they were expensive then.
I keep having this seltzer. I'm gonna add some bitters to it.
There you go.
Yeah,
you got an idea, and you can keep refilling that. Yeah, we've got a few records in the collection which are definitely worth more than a few dollars. But it's not like I got anything that's like, oh, that's that rare Dylan record that's worth $25,000 or something. No, I don't have anything like that. We do have a collection of Dylan stuff from the period. They're all the correct labels and blah, blah, blah. They're all a little worn, and I don't think anybody's going to go crazy about that, but you get a few bucks these days.
Oh, he says I have an Austin Powers doll, but I don't think it's a Barbie. Oh, that's fun.
All I have to say to that, Amy, is that's right, baby. I need like really huge teeth to be able to do that. Yeah. So
exactly. All right. I'm doing this.
Speaking of Dano, who has played Austin Powers,
seltzer with Angostura bitters. Let's see.
I believe he was playing Austin Powers while Elaine was playing Mrs. Peel.
Yes.
This is a crazy combination.
That's good. Kind of mocktail.
Hello.
Dish.
Hello.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, behave. Yes. Just turn it.
Larger buying group. Yeah. Well, the thing about a lot of collectibles is that if what you're collecting is produced for the collecting market, the producer is going to make enough of them for all of you. So there's no scarcity.
Right.
It's like the Beanie Babies thing.
I was just thinking of Beanie Babies.
You were just thinking, weren't you? Right? Speculation drove those prices nuts, but the market was unsustainable and collapsed like any of these bubbles. We're talking Dutch tulips in the 1660s. You know, any of these things are just like stupid. Actual scarcity will do it, but you still have to have demand. There are things that are rare that nobody really cares about, and it's like, yeah, it's worth $5. Oh, great! You know, I can't even buy a sandwich for lunch on that. But the collecting market is, of course, based not solely on such things, but is usually based heavily on people's memories and desires. And of course, there's always the whole bidding war that happens with these overheated auction sites. And that will cause people to pay way too much money for the Star Wars toys they had when they were 10. We know somebody who did that and said, yeah, okay, I got involved in some dumb auctions and whatever.
Some dumb auctions.
Dumb auctions. Dumb auctions. By the same token, we have records for sale right up now on Discogs at what are basically market prices or a little below.
Oh, Gettysburg Man collects vintage Christmas. Okay, yeah, I love it. I love it.
We're with you. We have
a
number of.
Yep. Julie, I've never seen one of those. Julie says I had a Diane Carroll Julia doll. I would buy that if I saw it.
That is very cool.
I would buy that if I saw it.
Yeah, that's the type of thing that was done at the time because
Errol's saying it's a weird market. Yeah,
there was a market and it was a novel concept. I mean, this was like a major show. It was a hit show too. Yeah, and it was very notable. And of course, like she was extraordinarily glamorous, and there she was on television like every week.
Yeah,
it's like they're very visible. These things are important. It's important to have these characters be out there because otherwise they're invisible, you know. And the fact is, we're talking Dan Carroll.
Well, I would just buy the doll.
Of course, she's extraordinarily glamorous. She's Dan Carroll. Jeez, come on.
Exactly.
This is the kicker. But you know, if that means that you have like a wider range of like faces and places happening in your daily life, then that is something that's a little more diverse, which actually is desirable. I believe in such things. So
used to be able to buy lots of shiny brights for $20. Now they go, oh my gosh, Gettysburg Man, really? Because I found some shiny brights at a thrift store. I don't know.
Oh.
God.
15, 20 years?
No.
Longer? Less? When was it?
No,
I don't remember.
One in Compton Plains. Remember?
What else we buy?
So like maybe 7 or 8 years.
Okay. When the heck were you in Compton Plains?
Probably you were going to that Wayne Electronics place.
Did we pick up Glenn's chairs that day?
No.
Oh.
No.
Different one.
But I found some.
Trying to remember things.
At
Sorry,
a thrift
folks.
store, and it was like, I don't know, a couple of bucks. And then when we were clearing out my aunt's place, I got some shiny brights. Like she had some boxes of shiny brights, but I would not pay big money for that.
They have gone pretty nuts. And of course,
hi, Kalaka Boy.
Hey, Kalaka.
We're doing a Valentine's themed broadcast. Okay, actually, Kalaka Boy, I'm glad you mentioned this. We're actually going live Thursday next week.
Next week, because of other circumstances. We took a survey, and the day that seemed to work for most is Thursday.
Yes, we will be live Thursday next week instead of Wednesday. But yes, we will be doing Valentine's Day because it's also my birthday. So it will be my birthday eve and Valentine's Day eve. So that's what we're doing.
So it's Eve. Yeah, a lot of Eves going on.
Mercury glass ornaments. I love those.
Oh, that kind of stuff. I was seeing something that somebody posted recently about uranium glass. That's another fun collectible.
We bought
Don't stand too close.
Oh, Pepper Tree saying we bought a tree at Balsam Hill Outlet last month. It will be our shiny bright tree next season. I love it. Yes. Yes. Yeah, you got them from your grandparents. Paul found some on the street.
Shiny brights?
Yeah, like the old Mercury glass ornaments.
Well, I did?
They were in that shopping bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he just someone threw them away.
Somebody tossed them.
And
okay.
Yoink. And then Paul grabbed it.
Yoink.
And I was like, oh, that's great. And then I didn't think about it. And then he was showing me the other day, and I was like, all this great stuff in there. Someone was throwing this away.
Yeah.
He rescued it.
I rescued. You know, I see Christmas stuff when it's cleanup week, which aka big trash day. I go out wandering and I'm like, who's throwing out good stuff? And Christmas stuff ends up on the street a lot. You see a lot of trees, you know, they're usually in pretty bad shape. So
movies
I can't save everything.
Rise in value. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, I'll get back to that comment in a second.
I was going to say, Pepper
well,
Tree. We did get a box of Shiny Brights at Home Goods, probably like, oh God, before the pandemic. But yeah, they
10 years
sometimes
anyway.
have them. Yeah.
They end up there. Yeah. Home Goods will turn up that kind of stuff because this stuff is, this used to come and go in, say, reproduction hardware. Wow.
Restoration hardware.
Restoration. Yes. Thank you. I haven't said that name in a long time, and I said it wrong. But we have one that's not too far from us, which is still operational.
Is it? I don't know. Is that still a thing?
It was really hot stuff around 1998, and they had a lot of great things. They really did. So I hope they're still going.
Restoration hardware.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're
they
still
seem
going.
to still be going.
They're still going. They were fun. Because the fact is, like, that type of thing that you used to be able to get, like real tin tinsel for your trees, they would get it. And it's fun. Okay.
Oh my gosh, time.
Oh man. Rare vintage hi-fi and vinyl. Yeah, that's these things are fragile. I remember, who was I hearing about who did that? Was the guy Jim Fosgate apparently used to, you know the name from like Professional Hi-Fi, apparently used to buy up all of this tube equipment in the 80s when it was going for a song because nobody wanted it. So he had this huge collection of like Fisher, Scott.
Who is this?
Macintosh, Jim Fosgate. He's a hi-fi guy.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He had all of these things, and I think he's not with us anymore, but it was a huge collection. And I think this is very cool. You could always just like bust out an amp, install it, take a listen, say, so what's this all about? You know, it's kind of fun.
A 1948 aluminum tray. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
A lot of Shiny Bright reproductions out there. Oh, yeah. Christopher Radko. Yes. Yes. Kalaka Boy. Yes.
Bingo. Yeah, Radko makes a lot of fun ornaments. They still do the glass and everything. So.
Oh, my gosh. All this Confederate currency talk.
Interestingly enough, somewhere in the collection, and it wouldn't take me too much to find this, we do own a $20 Confederate note. I was fascinated with this when I was collecting currency as a teenager, and it was available for much less than we're talking about.
Okay.
I believe it's the real thing, but the fact is, even in the period, Confederate currency was counterfeited. So who knows? Because, like, you know, the currency devalued so badly, and the people who were involved in the Confederacy didn't trust it. I think, well, then there you go. If you can't actually trust your own money, then you're doomed, and they were. And this is the thing. But I believe this thing is potentially legit, and if it's worth a lot more than I think, maybe it's time to consider. I don't actually need to collect currency. Back in the day, I was involved in businesses where a lot of currency changed hands. Like I worked for a convenience store when I was in college years in the summers, and you would see all sorts of weird stuff turn up in your till. Sometimes I collected it.
It's hard to be able to decipher the real from the counterfeit. Oh, Eric was saying,
man,
you can still get some from overseas, Ireland and Poland, and great reproductions and original ornaments in glass. No mercury due to import. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, mercury is like leaded glass. Leaded glass, it makes beautiful crystal, but you're drinking out of that. This is kind of a problem. The manufacturers will say, well, it doesn't leach out of the glass. And I think you're probably right. But you would really have to have an excellent test for that to be able to trust it.
Yeah.
It aids in the clarity. Now, I say that knowing that I use lead with regularity while soldering. And you know what? Lead solder is probably better than the other stuff.
Hi, Chaz. Good to see you. Mm-hmm. 70 show with Captain and Kelly. Captain and Kelly Camille.
Captain and Camille over here, yes. But yeah, I actually decided to go the ascot route today, and I thought, well, I just need a hat that works, and this did. I didn't wear like the captain's jacket, very yacht club.
I've got the captain's jacket.
She's got the captain's jacket. She's got the
freezing
the suit jacket.
Listen, I'm losing my voice.
My nice suit over here.
I'm losing my voice. Listen to me.
But you're getting cold. You know, that's the thing.
Ugh.
But yes, so that's the kicker. But on currency, I remember finding all sorts of weird stuff. Yeah.
Hope the new year's treating you well. You too.
Hey, so far not bad.
Yes,
it's
you too.
we've been in deep freeze here in the Northeast, like many, and many in the Midwest are experiencing the same thing. And then there's been plenty of other like very negative weather patterns
has it
happening
started
around the
snowing
country.
yet? Hold on.
Snow, sleet, etc. We're supposed to get it.
Let's check my phone. That's not the weather app. That's the weather app. Ugh. No, it's just cloudy here right now. It has not started to snow yet.
Yeah, we'll get it. Unless it just passes over, which would be really the positive effect. You never know.
That's not going to happen.
Sometimes the prediction is just bad, but I've seen the Doppler radar on this, so I know.
The Doppler radar?
The Doppler radar. Yeah. Yeah, it's coming for us. I believe it comes from Iowa. Thank you, Iowa. Iowa didn't create the weather, but they got hit with it first. We're getting it. Ooh, you're gonna get it. Second time today. Yeah.
Second time. Oh, you dry Januarying? Oh no. I did not have a dry January.
we cut back.
I had a very damp January.
We cut back for a second for other reasons, and honestly, cutting back is a good idea. But completely cutting out, I think, doesn't serve any useful purpose to me.
Well,
at the end of the day, with the work that I do, I appreciate that martini.
Sometimes,
let's just say that.
Oh, snow's been falling like crushed aspirin for the past few days. That's gonna be here. That's gonna be us tomorrow.
Son of a beach. There you go, Ryan. You're predicting our weather. I'm so sorry for you.
Yeah, no,
But we're gonna get it.
A lot of cocktails were consumed over the holidays. So I've been trying to be good.
Yeah.
I wasn't good last night, but I'm trying to be good tonight. I'm having seltzer right
You've been so good. So good. So many places. But last night, that all just went straight to hell.
Gone. I'm going to have a little bitters in my seltzer, though. And get 4 inches of snow. Oh, you know what? I'm okay with snow, but I got thank you.
Bitters
I got
on
bitters
the
on
keyboard
pad.
Do you have the? Yes, you do.
It's supposed to be sleet.
Sleet, snow than sleet.
Like driving in sleet.
There's a fun combination for you right there. Oh, it snowed, so we have this sort of half frozen layer, and now we just have like just big, huge ice chunks falling. For Pete's sake!
Bring me the snow, I'll take it. Aw.
Yep. Oh, Errol's talking about. Oh, if only Dana were here. 6337, absolutely. That's lead tin solder. And back in the day when I started doing this stuff, I don't think there was any such thing as lead free, or if it was not typical. Pardon me. And really, you went to Radio Shack, you bought lead solder, whatever, you used it. While you're working with this stuff,
you bought it, you used it.
You bought it, yeah. I feel like Sid.
You bought it.
You bought this stuff. You used it. It was fine. You don't have any problem with all this crap about lead free. Well, lead is extremely hazardous and very bad for your mental ability. So no, don't go eating lead paint chips, kids. No. But in terms of if you're making electronics, work with it properly. You can wear gloves if you like. You're certainly going to wash your hands a lot, which I do.
This has been a message from the Velveteen Lounge. Don't go eating paint chips.
Sid says, don't go sucking on the lead. But I'm actually literally using Errol. You'll appreciate this. I'm using the same. I'm using the same half-pound reel that I bought in the 80s.
Brulee.
I'm still working that down. I need to build more stuff.
Kitty's versus Mim says, my Floridian friend calls that brulee snow, fluffy underneath, crunchy.
That's hilarious. Yeah, well, I'm going to drive in it because you
used it, but you didn't use it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You don't lick the lead to apply it. No, it's just like you got an iron, you melt the lead, and there you go.
Don't eat lead, kids.
Heat the joint, and then the lead will melt. That's how to make a good solder joint. It's not a big deal. We do this. I'm looking at the project I've been working on for like 32 years over there, which still doesn't work correctly, but we're getting there.
Oh, some good news. Tony passed his big welding test today. Nice, Diane.
That's awesome.
I'm glad to hear that.
I do not weld, and I appreciate the people who do.
Yes.
We know people who weld who make great jewelry.
Yes.
And I've known people who weld to make large sculptures, and that's very cool. I never I was never in a position to need welding, but I think that's a skill that I could definitely pick up. Sure. That is very cool.
Amazing.
Yep. Because there are many circumstances where you might need to have a weld joint put on. I've got a couple things that could use a welding joint, and I need to find somebody who can do it because I can't solder it on.
Why?
Why?
Don't you do soldering?
Yeah, but the solder's not going to hold. I need a weld joint.
Oh.
So I'm going to need to talk to somebody who does it and make a deal.
Welders are in demand. Oh, yeah.
Near the Home Depot. Oh, yeah. Well, when you
Yeah,
need it, you
sounds
need
like
it.
a good skill to have.
You can never go wrong finding something which is in demand that's going to continue to be in demand, like healthcare. I think we might have some healthcare professionals here now. You're good for about the next 50 years, which is probably longer than, you're going to be working. So that's the kicker.
Money Hall, let's make a deal.
Door number 2. I'll take the box. The box. What's underneath the box?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And if you get that reference.
Boom. Hilarious. We all watched Monty back in the day. We were just seeing Monty Hall recently on an episode of That Girl.
Yes.
Yeah,
Speaking
he
of
appears
That
as a
Girl,
dentist.
which we were earlier.
I believe Monty was Canadian. How about that?
Zonk.
Yep. Zoing. But definitely. I'm thinking of threads in this conversation I didn't pick up. I'll just repeat that our stated theme is Diva's Happy Hour, and I've made 2 Diva-esque drinks, one of them involving Louise Hovick, Gypsy Rosalie, and she made a really strong drink, which I toned down just so I wouldn't fall over here. And then there was one from Bob Hope, which was like rye and lemonade. He called it rye lemonade.
Oh.
Pretty simple, but I got to say, he was onto something here. This is good.
The best buggers. Oh.
So there's 2 divas for you. We've been seeing some divas on Broadway. I know that
I did.
What we saw last night was more stage than ego. I think that these.
Well, no, they were playing divas.
They were playing
divas.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
I don't believe that the actresses are like noted for like incredibly negative diva-esque behavior.
No, God, no.
But they've got the chops and they can play it like
they were
hell.
hilarious.
And they were bloody hell hilarious. Death Becomes Her on Broadway right now is a really hot ticket. But if you're coming to New York and you want a show, check it out.
Oh my gosh, so much welding! I love this.
A lot of welding. Wow,
I love it.
Welded 2 cars together.
Oh my God.
Cars as art just reminds me of the Cadillac Ranch in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Just right outside of Amarillo. Wow. I remember at the time that we were driving through, the 2 things we did in Amarillo was go to the Big Texan because you're in Amarillo. Go to the Big Texan.
Had to.
Have a steak. And the second thing is
yes, cart.
We had to figure out where the Cadillac Ranch was, and it was like I have no idea. So we found sort of like the local tourism office, and I said, "So where do we find this?"
Gosh.
And the very friendly lady said, "I'll just drive us out of town about a mile," and there it was. Suddenly it's there, and you just drive off, park, and walk up to it. It's way the hell off the road.
Mike got 2 inches of snow last night, 1/2 inch hail. Oh.
1/2 inch of hail. What's going on? Hail happens when you have thunderstorms in snow. Good grief. Oh, hail.
I paid way too much money for this class to not go.
You're going to be there. By the way, things you don't need. Stray hairs. Pardon me. Get off of there.
That hair's gray, so it's definitely not mine.
It's not yours.
I pay way too much money to not have gray hair.
I reckon I can own up to that. Yep.
Well, they made jewelry from the old cars. Oh, I love it. Yeah, please share the link.
Yeah, throw it in.
Fun.
Throw it in. Yeah, much appreciated. That reminds me of all of these shows we watch, well, like Christmas Light Fight, where like, the guy of the family or the gal in the family has this like barn full of junk, and they just like take pieces and build Christmas like mobiles out of it. And it's just awesome. I'm like, I just had this lying around. I had a motor. I had some motorcycle chain, and suddenly they got this windmill. That is Christmas. So, well, it's been a couple of hours. What?
Got a comment for you here.
Well, you got to
You're
make
gonna
sure.
get laughed at. Oh, Errol.
You have to make sure you save face.
Jeez, yes.
The kicker, though, Errol, is do you use that welder often?
Mm.
There are tools I don't use too often, but I'm super happy to have them when I have them. And the tools I use all the time. Soldering, absolutely. Meter, sure. Totally. Definitely. Yeah.
Is it that time?
I believe so.
I'm about to collapse. I need to go to bed.
It's done. You're going to get up in the morning.
All right. So next
so do
week,
I.
live on Thursday, not Wednesday. So for those of you just joining us, we will not be live next Wednesday. We will be live on Thursday. Yes.
I always forget to do big commercial plugs early in the show. Now it's over and nobody cares. But listen, Patreon is at the bottom of the screen. It's been there the whole time. Many of you are patrons. Thank you so much. You make the show happen. If anybody is like, what's that all about? Follow the link. You will find several levels with which you can support what we're doing.
When you need it, you need it.
When you need it.
All right. Absolutely. So next week.
Let me finish my thought. So the Patreon thing is like, look, there are several levels with which you can support us that materially helps what the show is doing. It's easy. It's not a big deal. And if you get up to the box 10 level, Glendora, read your horoscope. That's
and your tarot cards. And your tarot cards.
We still have the towels. Hello. I showed this earlier. We still have the Glendora wine glasses.
Yep.
If you're interested in product, that's the product we have right now. Patreon is the other way to help out. And I think there's even a tip jar. If that's your bag, we can definitely help you with that. That's the commercial plug. I did that once this whole time. Boom, done.
Oh, Julie, yes. See you Thursday. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, folks,
for joining us. Yes, please join us on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern because it will be my birthday eve.
This is right. This one has a birthday.
Yeah.
I had a birthday like 6 months ago, so mine's like long gone. But yours is
you'll have another one.
Yeah, in 6 months.
Okay.
But you're having yours now.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh yeah, we'll be in contact about the Jell-O. Yes. I can't wait.
We are doing a collaboration.
Yes. Cannot wait.
Cross promo with Pepper Tree. It's going to involve Jell-O.
I should say this Friday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern will be on Exotic Tiki Island Radio.
Again.
So those of you who listen to Exotic Tiki Island Radio,
and I know
maybe
you're
you
here.
Don't so far.
I know you're here.
But
maybe you're checking it out.
Yes, 5:45 this Friday.
ETI is a really fun trip. And
Exotic Tiki Island
Radio. Brian has all sorts of fun people. And his regulars are just great.
It's yes, and Pepper Tree is live every Monday.
Every Monday.
Yep.
You'll find them up. So yes, but definitely. Exotic Tiki Island.
Exotic Tiki Island Radio. It's a radio show.
Do we have a link? Maybe take 10 seconds and find it.
You know what? I'll share it. I'll share it on our
So everybody watching,
but Exotic Tiki Island Radio.
Yeah.
Yes.
ETI is fun.
He does it the first Friday of every month.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have actually been contributing.
Oh, thank you, Julie.
Fun recipes and a little yakking like we do here, and it's a good little cross promo. So
yeah. All
It
right.
really does.
We will see you possibly Friday.
I'm being more long-winded than I have been, but
Thursday.
For Pete's sake. Yes.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Be safe in the weather and
enjoy. It's socking us from the Midwest to the Northeast, and if you're much more north of here than we are, then that's a very funny way of saying that. If you're like up into like New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, wow, you're just getting super freezing temperatures still. Take care of yourself with that. We're seeing extreme.
Feel better, Lisa.
We're seeing extreme weather many, many places, so watch out. I know it's rough. Take care as best you can.
Yes.
Because the simple fact is, as always, and I'm not lying, no matter where you go, and no matter what you do, we're going to see you soon.
Night.
Night now.